Russian President Vladimir Putin will not attend the upcoming peace talks on Ukraine war in Istanbul this Thursday, despite Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's repeated calls for a face-to-face meeting. Instead, according to Kremlin's confirmation, Russia's delegation will be led by presidential-eyed Vladimir Medinsky. Zelensky had expressed his willingness to travel to Istanbul for direct talks with Putin, stressing he would do everything possible to make the meeting happen. In his nightly address, noting signals so far that have been unconvincing, Zelensky said, "I'm waiting to see who will come from Russia and then I'll decide what steps Ukraine should take." Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump, who had hinted at attending if Putin were present, also will not join the talks according to media reports. Currently in Qatar, Trump told reporters he was unsure if Putin would attend if I'm not there, but acknowledged the possibility he could go to help end the war. Meanwhile, Zelensky is scheduled to be in Turkey's capital Ankara on Thursday to meet President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan. Putin and Zelensky last met in person in December 2019, and the two countries' last direct talks took place in Istanbul in March 2022, shortly after Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Since then, fighting has continued fiercely, with Russian forces gradually gaining ground in eastern Ukraine. The call for direct talks in Istanbul came from Putin himself on Sunday, urging negotiations without preconditions. This followed Western leaders' call for a 30-day ceasefire after a recent summit in Kyiv. Zelensky welcomed the idea and declared he would attend personally, expecting Putin to do the same. Confirming his intent to meet his Russian counterpart in Turkey, Zelensky wrote on social media, "There is no point in prolonging the killings." Ahead of the talks, US Secretary of State and National Security Advisor Marco Rubio arrived in Turkey to meet NATO foreign ministers and will attend further discussions on Ukraine in Istanbul. Ukraine's former minister Andriy Sybiha met Rubio to reaffirm Ukraine's commitment to peace efforts, urging Russia to respond constructively. Since returning to the White House, Trump has made efforts to broker a ceasefire, even breaking Western diplomatic norms by speaking directly with Putin in February and sending his envoy, Steve Witkoff, to Moscow. Trump has repeatedly stated that Russia and Ukraine are close to a deal, calling Putin's proposal for direct talks a potentially great day for Russia and Ukraine. Despite the diplomatic activity, the absence of Putin at the Istanbul talks signals the challenges ahead for peace. The world watches as tensions remain high, and hope for resolution hinges on whether Russia and Ukraine can overcome their differences at the negotiating table. For more updates on the peace talks in Turkey and the NATO summit, stay tuned to the official YouTube channel of the Indian Express.